moves like the Electronet can provide, whereas Venusaur is a character that scales up incredibly in the late game, like Spraggles pointed out.
Now, if you're joining us from the EU broadcast earlier, you are seeing a very different game setup here. We are not seeing what is known as a score comp. This is that traditional North American 1-1-3 meta. One Pokemon in the top path, one Pokemon in the central area, and three Pokemon in the bottom path, fighting over all of this experience in the bottom path. Every single Audino here matters.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Spraggles, but are these actually the first Cinderaces we've cast today on the broadcast?
I could not remember, but I refuse to correct you even if you are wrong, Jeff.
Cinderace, widely accepted as the most powerful center path character here in this North America kind of 1-1-3 metagame that we see playing out in our first match of the broadcast today.
So you can see both of these center area Cinderaces have moved to that top path to support their Lucarios here. And it's interesting that we're seeing Lucario here from Gaimin Gladiators. I think probably the most famous Lucario player in the game playing Lucario here, that is GG Lutano.
And we see Lutano kind of showing us why they are some of the best, winning this engage here, pushing these characters off, getting those early dunks in for extra experience on top of winning those contested wild Pokemon in the center.
I'm trying to see who won this fight over the Vespiquen Combees in the bottom path here. It looks like there might be more Eos energy on the side of Blackhand.
Not only is there more Eos energy for Blackhand, but look at these levels. We still have the first stage of Eldegoss as it now evolves, but we see multiple level or 2 level 5s from Blackhand here and only a single level 5 for Gaimin Gladiator so far.
We can see these two Lucarios going at it here. Oh, and down goes the Lucario for Blackhand. Lutano able to pick up that KO. Again, some dominant performance in this top path.
We see some real discipline from Lutano there, picking up that knockout on Blackhand's Lucario, but not getting greedy and overextending into the score while they are chunked, which would have gotten punished by Blackhand Cinderace coming up through the central area there.
Yeah, and we are just seeing two of the teams who are the best at this style of play right here. And we have both central area Cinderaces coming down to this bottom path here. So much damage is being put out. Can anyone go down? Wigglytuff does go down for GG. And that is a great engagement for Blackhand.
We see the incredible sustain that Slowbro there, giving it a bit of a leg up compared to the Wigglytuff, who ends up getting knocked out, while Slowbro is able to survive that really damage-heavy engage. Really interesting position from Blackhands here. Their center path Cinderace going back into their central area to clear another round of these buff Pokemon before coming down to the first Dreadnought objective, trying to secure that coveted level 9.
And now we can see, again, very different from some of the matches we saw earlier. If you were watching the EU regional finals, everyone is here for Dreadnought. This is a huge fight, and we have Wigglytuff going down again for GG. The advantage right now is definitely in the hands of Blackhand.
More importantly, we see that level 9 on the Cinderace for Blackhand. Oh, Tune has ticked over as well. Powerful Unite move gained at that level 9 for Cinderace, allowing you to put up lots of damage and also get that valuable buddy barrier inside of this team fight.
And now we see GG able to clean up in that bottom path right there. The secure from that Lucario. I was wondering, you know, what kind of builds we'd see from the Lucarios in these games. We saw Power Up Punch for Gaimin Gladiators, and we see E-Speed there for Blackhand. So E-Speed better at fighting multiple people, but Power Up Punch much better at securing objectives and KOs.
Now, the macro play here on the bottom path from Gaimin Gladiators, just the absolute polar opposite from what we just finished watching from our EU teams. Had the chance to break the outside point from Blackhand, but declined to, because leaving that point up means that these 5 Audinos continue to spawn in the bottom path that you can clear for farm to gain valuable experience.
That's right, and we can see that's what Gaimin Gladiators is going to look to do throughout this entire series. They are going to break this goal with almost a perfect overscore there for the point we are in the match. That's really incredible. But they didn't want to get rid of that goal because they want all that XP. They want to make it to this final team fight, and trust me, they plan on fighting. They want to make it there at the highest level possible.
Yep, and in comparison to that bottom goal, the top goal is very valuable to break because it allows the map pressure from Rotom to be more immense, because it's more threatening if Rotom walks into your inside point there as opposed to the outside point.
Like you see Gaimin Gladiators with a nice little KO there. They have now broken the bottom points. They've said, we've got enough experience right now. We are going to try to put it into this secondary goal. Can anyone score here? It looks like they might have been pushed back. Yes, by that Slowbro. They get the KO, but not able to score any points.
Speaking of map pressure, we watched that Rotom just walk at the top point, and while it was walking, all of Team Gaimin Gladiators walked at that bottom point, picking up a KO on the Slowbro. Look at the level differential between these two teams. The center path characters are very close, but everybody else is solidly over-leveled on Team Blackhand. More importantly, most of these characters gain their powerful Unite move at level 9, which means Gaimin Gladiators has that as an edge that Blackhand does not in this fight.
We see a lot of Unite moves coming down. The big Venusaur Unite coming down right there, and it looks like it was secured once again by Gaimin Gladiators, this time by Pikachu. Not a Pokemon known for securing objectives, but it is able to get it.
Yeah, we see Gaimin Gladiators do exactly what we hyped them up to do in the pre-show. They have gotten this early advantage, not only in points, but also in levels, and they are going to push and push and push that until typically they're so ahead going into that Zapdos fight that the Zapdos ultimately won't matter.
That's right. A very different strategy from the scoring strategies we were seeing before. I think Gaimin Gladiators is doing exactly what they need to be doing right now, just continuing to take wild Pokemon, getting experience, and starting to see the levels spiral out of control. A level 13 Lucario as opposed to 10. A level 14 Cinderace as opposed to 12. A level 11 Pikachu as opposed to 10 on the Venusaur. These are huge differences, Jeff.
One of the important things to know for those of you at home that didn't really come up in the previous broadcast is that while these higher levels give you the advantage inside of these team fights, it also comes with a risk. Pokemon Unite has a lot of what we refer to as catch-up experience, where the higher level you are compared to the person knocking you out, the more experience and levels you give towards them here. So this level 13 knockout on Lutano is a really big deal here.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I mean, what incredible timing for you to be bringing that up, as he goes for a really strong, huge goal in that top path, but shut down by Blackhand right there. And again, every time a member of Gaimin Gladiators goes down, it is big, big for Blackhand.
That is a level 15 Cinderace at the 2-minute and 45-second mark. Level 15 is the highest level a character can be inside of Pokemon Unite, and the stats you gain at level 14 and level 15 in this game are huge increases. It cannot be overstated how big of an advantage having a level 15 character going into that ultimate team fight is.
Now, we're taking a look here. We are 20 seconds away from Zapdos. The Dreadnought is up on that bottom path there, but it doesn't seem like anyone wants it. They might let Cinderace take it here from Gaimin Gladiators, but it's okay if they don't get it. He is already level 15, as you said. Pikachu at level 13, and we're seeing the Venusaur for Blackhand, not yet level 13. That is really, really not ideal for Blackhand. It really hurts their team fighting potential here in the Zapdos pit.
Yeah, you know, and here we see Team Gaimin Gladiators do exactly what we kind of talked about, which was they kind of made the Zapdos not matter. So they just went ahead and said, okay, let's just take it off the board. And then if we lose it, we'll just go score or clean you up afterwards anyways. And if they get it, they end the game in a very dominating manner. Is this the biggest score differential we've seen on stream today? I believe it is.
I think it is. I mean, we just saw an absolutely dominating performance there from Gaimin Gladiators. And a few things to notice. Blackhand, it feels like they were getting ready to fight in this Zapdos pit, and Gaimin Gladiators said, we're just going to take it right now. You're not here. We're taking this. We're very high level. We can secure Zapdos extremely quickly, and they did. I mean, look at the points here, Jeff, 358 to 817.
Yeah, I mean, and like we were in a situation similar to this earlier. If every character on Blackhand had 100 points, they could run and dunk them and just barely be ahead. But that assumes that they win a fight hard enough that all 5 members of Blackhand survive.
And this match really shows what I guess people would consider as the dominant North American, even before the regionals earlier, European meta. This one top, one central area, 3 bottom path, and you are trying to secure as much experience as you can and really beat the enemy team in these team fights. And Gaimin Gladiators was able to do that in this match.
Yeah, just I think You know, I hyped Gaimin Gladiators up as kind of the favorite going into this, and this very first match that we have of them here on the broadcast really shows what my opinion of them is what it is. They've shown us time and time again in the community tournaments leading into this event that this is the type of performance we can expect from them.
That's right. And if you're unaware, I mean, we are talking about the winningest team in North American Pokemon Unite, formerly TTV, currently Gaimin Gladiators. And they just put on a clinic right there. They showed you why they are the team to watch. Look at that. The MVP going to the Lucario player from GG Lutano.
Every single objective in the map claimed by Team Gaimin Gladiators. There was not a Rotom given, there was not a Dreadnought given, and Zapdos larger than Team TTV can in those late game fights. So instead of leaning down into TTV's game plan, where obviously the Gaimin Gladiators are very good, they are trying to go bigger than them for that late game fight.
Yeah, and we can see here heading into this match again, Gaimin Gladiators has a chance to win this. This is the first big fight here. Who is going to get this Audino? And it looks like it is secured by, I believe, Venusaur from Blackhand, able to get it with that Razor Leaf. And again, if Gaimin Gladiators wins this match, they are heading to the grand finals.
See this bottom lane here, lots of exchanges. We see those critical amounts of Eos energy being collected by Blackhand. Really strong bottom lane start for Blackhand to begin. However, the downside to this top lane Machamp, we are seeing here a little bit. Machamp does scale a lot harder than Lucario does in the late game. However, it is much worse than Lucario in the first third to half of the match.
We have an Eldegoss evolving here for Blackhand, and it looks like they're going to have Slowbro as well. That level 4 Slowbro with Surf is just an unbelievably difficult Pokemon to deal with.
We see these characters launching themselves in here. Machamp getting dangerously low and secures that last hit, but is promptly knocked out after. That being said, I think exchanges like this actually benefit the Machamp player. Because you're a character that's looking to scale, I think you are happy with getting experience for yourself while also giving a bit to the opposing team.
Yeah, I absolutely agree here. And then we can see the levels are actually evening out here in this bottom path. A big sing from that Wigglytuff, and Pikachu just putting as much damage down as it can on that Slowbro. Are they able to take a KO here? Bulbasaur is dangerously low. Makes it out with just a sliver.
Focus Band is a very powerful item. We saw that Bulbasaur getting dangerously close to being knocked out, but that held item kicking in and allowing it to recover that 42% life over those 2 seconds, keeping it in the battle.
I mean, you saw there a really interesting move from that Lucario. You might wonder what it was doing, not picking up all that Eos energy and scoring it once. It has a stacking item called an attack weight, and every time it scores up to 6 scores, it gets more and more attack, which for Lucario affects just about everything it does. So he wanted to pick up a little piece here, a little piece there, so he could get even more powerful.
We see the 30 points going in from Blackhand's Charizard on the top path there, and that's a big get. So Charizard, if it can come down from the center path to the bottom as Charizard at level 9, they will have an incredible advantage in this first Dreadnought fight. We can actually see Charizard giving up bees, both top and bottom, to do another clear of its center so it can work towards that 9 before this first objective.
That's right. Charmeleon, Charizard, very scary. And right here, we can also see Cinderace is so close to its level 9, giving it its Unite move. Whoever has their Unite move at this first Dreadnought fight has a huge advantage. We do see Charizard coming in there with its Unite, a massive amount of damage being put down. Can it take out Wiggly? Can it take out Pikachu? It is not able to secure any KOs.
Really, truly unfortunate from Blackhand's side. You had to have been feeling good going into that fight, but ripping Charizard's Unite move and not knocking out anyone is such an incredible letdown.
We do see Machamp coming in here, maybe able to clean up a lot of this, but no, secured once again by the Lucario from Gaimin Gladiators. That Lucario has had such amazing secures throughout these 2 matches.
Yeah, and remember, once you secure that objective, it's not just the extra experience that you get from the objective. Your team gets healed a bit, and it just gives you the shield to allow you to push your advantage even further.
And we're seeing once again, as you talked about before, Jeff, that bottom goal in this bottom path here not being broken. They have the Eos energy to break it, and they don't want to because they want to keep fighting these Audinos, continuing to KO these wild Pokemon and gaining more and more experience. Gaimin Gladiators' plan is to be as powerful as possible. They want multiple level 15s going into that final fight.
Really interesting engage happening here in the bottom. Blackhand knows that Gaimin Gladiators is going to be rotating some of their members up top, and instead choosing to say, no, you are not going to get all of these wild Pokemon for free. We are going to contest here. We are going to knock you out and get some of this very valuable catch-up experience. Because remember, Gaimin Gladiators over-leveled here, which means if Blackhand can get 2 or 3 knockouts in exchange for even 4 on their side, knocking out the higher level Pokemon is a lot more valuable.
This was an incredible play, Jeff. I mean, it really worked out for Blackhand. They're almost able to break that goal, which is probably what they would have wanted. Just stop Gaimin Gladiators from being able to score there. Unfortunately, that does mean that the Rotom is pushed in to that top goal, giving Gaimin Gladiators even a larger point advantage. But I love it. They got a lot of KOs, and it feels like they actually got a lot done in that bottom path.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about at the character selection screen, the way Blackhand has kind of retooled their composition a little bit with this Machamp top lane, I think they are fine being behind in points early like they currently are, because they are trying to position themselves to scale up and beat Pokemon that can take that endgame fight more successfully because they have more of these 3-stage Pokemon like Machamp.
Now we're looking at everyone getting ready here for this fight down at Dreadnought, except for Machamp. Machamp is flexing and scoring in that top path there. Ooh, big catch there. Charizard goes down. That's huge. We don't have a dragon going to be flying around this fight, Jeff.
Yeah, Charizard getting caught out there as the first KO is devastating. Charizard is a rather squishy character that's good at dealing chunks of damage. It's rough when it's the front line and it gets wiped out before it even has a chance to engage.
Ooh, big Unite move here
Whoa!
from Machamp coming out, that sneak attack, and look, it is just doing so much damage. Charizard is now back. We have a double KO from Machamp. Wow, this really worked out for Blackhand.
Seeing there exactly what we were talking about with the power of Machamp in the late game, just single-handedly flipping this team fight that had seemingly been going very poorly for Blackhand.
And look at this big overdunk there. We actually have Slowbro getting those 6 points in before Machamp does there as well. You want to score as much as possible over what the goal can take, and that was pretty close to everything.
We see this Machamp level 14 and a quarter at 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. Very well set up to hit that level 15 mark going into the end fight. Like we said last game, being 15 for that Zapdos contention at the end is huge. The stat increases you gain going from 13 to 14 and 14 to 50 are massive.
Wow, look at this. We've got a level 14 on our hands here, but we have a level 14 Machamp, and it looks like that Venusaur is a lot closer to 13 this time, Jeff. This could be a much different fight at that Zapdos pit.
Yep, Charizard is 13. Venusaur is likely to be 13 before the 2-minute mark. Now, something really interesting here. You had mentioned this, teams holding objectives. Team TTV could have pushed this Rotom down early, but they know the Rotom has more value if it is sent in closer to the Zapdos at the end.
And they are able to secure it right there. So it's just, ooh, and a nice KO from Cinderace there. Toon from Gaimin Gladiators able to take that Machamp down. And look at that KO timer. Machamp is actually going to be down after Zapdos spawns. That's pretty huge. I imagine Gaimin Gladiators is going to want to push this advantage.
Yeah, I fully expect Gaimin Gladiators to be in the pit. We see Wiggly just outside of it trying to buy a little bit of time, and I would not be surprised if we see Toon and others start ripping the objective here. It's exactly what we see.
Wow, we have Unite moves coming down. Charizard is now here with a Unite move. This is a little less secure, but no, they are still able to take it with Lucario. Once again, the secures from Lucario on Gaimin Gladiators has just been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think the story of this endgame here is really that engagement that we saw for the top Rotom there. The fact that Machamp ended up being KO'd, we saw what a big impact Machamp can have on the fight, and the fact that it just wasn't conscious when the Zapdos spawned was such a huge deal.
Now, what we're looking at here, interestingly enough, Jeff, there's a lot of Eos energy in the hands of Blackhand, and they're all here. Cinderace is still down from Gaimin Gladiators. This match is definitely not over, but they need to put a lot of points on the board.
Yep, I wonder if we have any Unite moves for Blackhand here. They stopped to clear some wild Pokemon there in the middle, which does give you charge back, and Cinderace is back up for Gaimin Gladiators now, which makes this push a lot scarier.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder here. Cinderace coming down, and now they are cleaning up Blackhand. Look at it, chasing down those KOs. This is a double KO. We have a Unite move coming out from Pikachu, a triple KO from Cinderace. Oh, almost made it 4, but Pikachu said, I want some too.
That's a full team knockout. I think this one is in the books, and Team Gaimin Gladiators is going to continue their undefeated sweep through this top 16 to the grand finals.
Yeah, that means we are going to see Team Gaimin Gladiators in the grand finals, completely undefeated throughout this entire tournament, not only in our finals today, but also in the qualifiers. They have not lost a single game.
Yeah, just really impressive performance. I mentioned before this event started that they were the team that I was most interested in watching and expected the most from, and we see here to start why that was my speculation.
Wow, great game from Gaimin Gladiators. Without question, the team to beat. Let's see that scoreboard, 730 to 198, and the MVP going to the Cinderace Toon from Gaimin Gladiators. And we do see the MVP on Blackhand, without question. That Machamp, it really changed this match.
Yeah, definitely. That engage at the second